Hi guys, my name's Sean Gallagher. I'll be running through task B of our core assignment for my individual presentation. I'll just quickly run through each question, how we came about our answers, and some slight methodology behind each answer. So I'll jump straight into it now. So just firstly, which product should Tara King suggest dropping? So we've ultimately come down to Colorama, Pingzilla, Calcu, Saraceda, Juju, and Fernafix. The way we came about this was to look at the smallest net profits produced from each product in the year 2013. We've then narrowed it down to the bottom six, being these six here represented in this slope graph. This is a great contemporary graph. It immediately shows the decline from 2009 to 2013 for each of these six products. Down here in figure 3, we have an extract from a pivot table. Essentially this shows just in more detail year on year either the increase or decrease in each product. So for example, Juju here, 31,000 in 2009 to 26,000 to 23,000 for the most recent 3 years, giving us a total decline of negative 25.85%. Moving on to the next question, do you recommend that all or some of these products be dropped? We've just come down to the conclusion that we would immediately drop 5 of the 6 products, so Colorama, Pingzilla, Calcu, Saraceda, and Fernafix. We would leave Juju on review only because its decline has not been as severe as the other 5 products mentioned, and it would just reduce the hassle and the costs associated for the company with discontinuing another product line. So moving on to the customer value rating system that the company was using. So essentially they couldn't derive much value from this rating system, if any at all. So for an example, for the year 2009, we can see that customer ID number 1 had purchased $933 worth of product, was also given a ranking of 1, being the highest ranking. However, we can see here that customers 2 and 3 had purchased $1,789 worth of product, and customer 3 $1,934. So realistically, this customer here should have a ranking of 1, whilst customer 2 should have a ranking of 2, and customer 1 should have a ranking of 3 or even 4, depending upon how the ranking system should be adjusted. So how we've come about producing our value rating system is we've just gone with the most logical formula that we could think of, which was just to base the value rating system off a dynamic yearly system based off the sum of net profits. So what we can see here is, for example, we have the customer column, net profit column, the value rating, the percentile, top 20 customers, and once again customer ID. So how we've attributed each customer value rating is based off the percentile that each customer, the sum of net profits for each customer falls into. So for example, $0 to $6,009 purchased worth of product puts them in the 0 to 25th percentile. 25th to 50th percentile would be 6,009 to 10,333. Then the 50th to 75th percentile being 10,033 to 14,776, and then anything greater than 14,776 being from the 75th to 100th percentile. So what we can see here is, for example, customer ID 1 has a sum of net profits for all years from 2009 to 2013 of $4,054. This falls in the 0 to 6,009, so within the 0 to 25th percentile, ultimately giving them a customer value rating of 1. So the percentile, so we've used here the percentile formula in conjunction with the if formula. So for example, just to explain it simply, if a customer value ranking the sum of net profits falls between 2 certain values, they are then assigned a value based off that percentile. So we can see here for customer ID 2 that they have a sum of net profits contributed to the company of $18,078, ultimately giving them a value rating of 1, being the highest rating. As we can see here, the sum of net profits is greater than the 75th percentile, giving them that ranking of 1. We also have a snapshot here of the top 20 customers. We've just used the large formula here, ultimately just pulling each ranking from number 1 to 20, and then we've used here the index in conjunction with the match formula. So essentially indexing this value here from this column and then matching it with a customer ID from this column here. So for example, I have here customer ID 2729. If I'm to search that one here, we can see that it has pulled this ID associating the sum of net profits and obviously the customer value rating as well. So it's a much more dynamic value rating system. So for example, if I'm to bring up, we can just look at the value rating for each customer from 2009, and then for example we can add 2011 to that, and we can ultimately just see how the value rating system progresses, letting the company possibly do some loyalty programs or just adding value throughout their product range to the value rating for each customer. So thanks very much for listening, guys. I hope you enjoyed it.